exposure to the pesticide, please go indoors immediately until the trucks have passed.
If you haven't went on any of these specific apps and hundreds more and tried to use them, then you wouldn't know that there was an internet meltdown.
When you go to the Google search engine, which by the way you shouldn't do, so if you're doing that, don't do it anymore, please.
Could be missing out what's on the other side.
Miami just rolled out the first ever autonomous patrol vehicle in the United States, and it doesn't even need a cop behind the wheel.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Real quick, guys, I want to apologize. This is a re-upload. I've been having a little bit of music issues recently, but I did make sure to add a few more clips so it's more enjoyable, and I'll make sure this never happens again. And I hope you guys are ready because I got a lot of amazing clips for you guys today. And with all that being said, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button so this video is recommended to others, and so you don't miss another video like this.
Go indoors immediately until the trucks have passed. The city is applying pesticide to reduce the threat of the West Nile virus. To minimize exposure to the pesticide, please go indoors immediately until the trucks have passed.
What?
The city is applying pesticide to reduce the threat of the West Nile virus. Minimize exposure to the pesticide.
Okay. Call me crazy, but I think they're spraying something else other than pesticide. Now, obviously, this could be for the mosquitoes and all that stuff, but listen, it's not. And am I the only one that thinks this is like a wild way to go about this?
When you go to the Google search engine, which by the way you shouldn't do, so if you're doing that, don't do it anymore, please. Okay, just use Brave, their browser, use their search engine. They don't spy on you. Google search engine is a surveillance platform. From a business perspective, that's all it is. Mm-hmm. Now, it's true. We think it's a nice free index that's given to us by a kindly librarian, and it's going to lead us to the right information, just like a librarian would. But that's not really what it is. It's a surveillance platform that is designed to trick you into revealing personal information about yourself, and then that information is monetized.
Well, I guess I should stop using my ChatGPT as a therapy session now. And by this point, I feel like every app stores and sells your data, doesn't it? So I don't really feel like this is much of a surprise. I feel like every major corporation does this.
If you turn around, you never get to see what's on the other side. That's where all the gold is waiting over there. Could be missing out what's on the other side. Hello?
I don't know if you guys could hear that, but there was screaming off in the distance, and it sounded like they were saying help me. But then again, there was also a branch that snapped right near him, so I think it was a setup.
This massive internet blackout should be taken much more serious than it is, but y'all think this shit is a game. If you haven't went on any of these specific apps and hundreds more and tried to use them, then you wouldn't know that there was an internet meltdown. And this internet meltdown started from a cloud in Amazon, specifically in Virginia. Mind you, they don't know how this shit happened. They don't know what caused this internet meltdown. All they know is that these apps and hundreds more are experiencing a shutdown. Mind you, Ring alarm systems are down nationwide. So you know what that means, right? You can't even protect your house. If something is going on, you won't be able to alert the authorities. Well, your Ring camera or your Ring alarm won't be able to alert the authorities. But this shit gets a little bit deeper than this, right? This could be internal. Something went wrong on the M side and everything just shut down. Or this could be a hack. Now, I want you to jump down that rabbit hole, right? And I'm gonna say something without saying it, so I need you to listen. There's a country that sells a lot of counterfeit goods, and they just experienced something in their country where they blamed the United States for it. Now, just so happened, after they said they will retaliate, our internet on this side is experiencing a meltdown. Doesn't that seem kind of odd? All right, and it may not be that. But let's go back to last week. The crypto market had a big ass glitch. A lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of people took their lives because they lost that money. Who did that benefit? And then I want to say this, when certain things happen with no explanation, that means that they were, I don't need to say it, do I? What I will say is this, we need to be taking this shit real serious, because if that happened now, it can happen later. That's one of the 3 biggest clouds, internet clouds, that we have. And that went down. And they're struggling right now. Tell me the rest.
So something happened to them and they blamed us and now they're attacking us? How does that make sense? And now because of this blackout, people are taking their lives. Yeah, and I wonder where all that money's going to. And that's crazy that the Ring doorbell camera doesn't even work now because of that.
On July 10th of 2025, a security camera inside a house begins to record after sensing motion in the living room. This camera only records whenever movement is detected. The thing is though, no one is home. No one is around, or at least no person is. Although the man who lives here wasn't home at this time, his dog was. And so, upon receiving this notification, he ignores it. But unbeknownst to him, this motion-activated recording would capture something deeply unsettling at that moment. Ever since then, his dog hasn't been the same. This is what was caught. After what occurred in this footage, the owner has been making sure to never leave his dog alone. As he states, something had messed with his dog. Now it's worth noting that his dog is okay and is only slightly frazzled. In the footage, we can see him looking at something that doesn't appear to be there, as the owner believes something was agitating him. Whatever it was, according to him, had to be responsible for yanking off his dog's collar. Now, of course, it could be that his dog had simply shaken off his own neckband, but this wouldn't make sense according to him because the collar has no way of coming off easily unless someone removes it. Given that this never happened before, the owner can't help but think that something paranormal occurred here. But as always, I'll let you be the judge on that. Just what exactly had taken place during this recording? Let me know your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, my thoughts are this house needs to be burnt to the ground. There's no way I'm living in a house that's sitting there threatening my dog when I'm not there. It literally choked the dog and then ripped the collar off. I do hope the dog is okay, and can we get a hashtag doggo in the chat?
This is insane. AI-powered self-driving police cars are officially here. Miami just rolled out the first ever autonomous patrol vehicle in the United States, and it doesn't even need a cop behind the wheel. It's called the PUG, short for Police Unmanned Ground Patrol Partner, a Ford Explorer-based robot police cruiser built by Policing Lab and Perron Robotics. This thing can patrol high crime areas, it can scan license plates, it can detect stolen cars, and even launch a drone into the sky, all while feeding real-time data back to command centers. It's packed with thermal imaging, 360-degree cameras, and an AI that can recognize patterns, identify suspicious activity, and alert human officers when backup is needed. Officials call it a force multiplier, designed to enhance officer safety and free deputies from repetitive patrol work so that they can focus on human interaction. Now, for now, it's part of a one-year pilot program in Miami-Dade, where it'll appear at public events as police gather community feedback. Now, some see this as the future of law enforcement, others as a step toward sort of RoboCop territory, but one thing is for sure, Miami's newest recruit doesn't eat donuts, doesn't take breaks, and never blinks. The age of AI policing has officially begun.
This is cool and all until it malfunctions and it thinks that you're assaulting your local barista person from just getting their coffee from them. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying, God forbid this thing runs into a puddle and turns into the Terminator.
At first, his goal was simple. He just wanted to see the journey every suitcase takes after you drop it off at the check-in counter. But the experiment turned into something much darker than he expected. He carefully drilled a small hole in his luggage and installed a tiny camera that fit perfectly inside. Then he started packing, clothes first, and a few expensive gadgets on top. Before his trip, he tested the camera to make sure everything was working properly. Once he got to the airport, he tried to make the suitcase look as ordinary as possible, so no one would notice the hidden camera. At the check-in desk, the airline employee gave the bag a few suspicious looks, but eventually, it was accepted without any issues. After a long flight, the suitcase finally arrived at its destination. At first glance, it seemed fine, but upon closer inspection, he realized it had definitely been open. The footage from the hidden camera revealed that the suitcase had been taken through several back rooms before reaching the baggage handlers, and then came the most shocking part. They actually started opening it. One worker pulled out a tablet, while another whispered to hide it, saying how lucky they were to find something like that. That's how this blogger discovered the ugly truth. Airport staff really do steal from passengers' luggage.
Well, way to reassure me to only bring on carry-ons. All I need is a book bag and I'm good to go. That is wild that actually happened. I hope that dude got in trouble for doing that. You know, the one that stole the thing out of his bag.
Project Iceworm.
Project Iceworm.
Cold War era. US and Russia did a lot of weird things during the Cold War era. There's an ice sheet over Greenland, and it's taller than any building in New York City. Here comes the United States of America. They made a deal with Greenland, like, hey, can we just basically occupy this couple tens of thousands of miles in the northern part of Greenland? And they're like, yeah, sure. They had this genius idea. We're just going to bore giant tunnels into the ice, put buildings inside of there. Their goal was to set up 600 nuclear missiles underground in the ice in Greenland. What they did not account for is that this ice sheet over Greenland constantly moves. They ended up pulling out and just abandoning the whole site. During this stay, they did drill into the ice and they hit the ancient floor of Greenland. Wow! And they collected soil samples and they brought it up and they just forgot about it for years. And then in 2019, somebody's like, what are those jars? Oh, they're from the 60s when we went to Greenland and found ancient Earth? Let's study it. The conclusion that they found was that this ice sheet over Greenland is not millions of years old, much younger than that, and it's actually melting at a rapid pace. At Project Iceworm, they had dumped tons and tons of nuclear waste into the ice, thinking that it would be there for millions of years. And now they're saying this nuclear waste will be in our ocean in 70 to 100 years.
Somebody go clean it up right now.
They've tried.
Listen, if there's a hole for a tunnel, we just make a big vacuum at the top that covers and suctions to the top. Suck it all up!
And shoot it into space.
Yes!
Well, it seems like in the future, we're going to have a one-eyed, three-armed human. Why dump the waste there? You know what I mean? Why not dump it somewhere like... Where would you dump that? Well, I mean, since no one can go to Antarctica, you might as well shove it all into a building because no one can go over there. Either whatever that thing is chasing you, or you added that sound afterwards. Because I believed it at first, but then I keep hearing it over and over again like that, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Holy crap.
Oh my God.
Hey, I appreciate the clip. Thank you very much. But you need to get to safety immediately. That is a wall coming towards you. Maybe. Kind of looks like it's sitting there. But that's when it's also the scariest because it looks like it's coming towards you.
There's this video, security camera footage of a security guard at a hospital by himself. This is at nighttime already, right? And he saw these two kids. They were sitting at the waiting area, right? Yeah. He's like, oh, they look cute. He's gonna go on his break and he's gonna grab food. He came back with balloons for the kids. Okay. And I'm gonna show you the footage of what happens to the kids. He brings the balloons to them. Okay. You see the kids, right?
Wait, what do you mean you see the kids?
There was no kids at all. There's not kids at all. And you can see the balloons following him.
Yeah.
He sees the kids bring the balloons to him and he's talking to them. He's seeing spirits.
Oh, he's seeing
He's seeing children with the balloons and walking back with him.
Why is he talking to them?
And he was talking to them as if they're there still.
Oh my, that's insane. It would make sense in a hospital.
And then the theory was the kids know that they're spirits, but they wanted balloons so they can prove that they're still there.
Yo, I know so many haunted videos that include a balloon.
Because they're trying to show that they're moving.
Exactly,
They can hold on to something. And that's something they can manipulate very easily. It would take less force.
Yeah.
With all due respect, I'm quitting my job after that. And then probably going to question my sanity. If I was that security guard and rewatched this footage, that would have broke my reality.
This guy decided to hide a camera inside his suitcase, and thanks to that, he uncovered some pretty disturbing secrets about what really goes on in airports.
Hello?
What the? Nah, there's no way that's real, bro.
A couple years ago, a scary video went viral, and it was from this YouTuber named Exploring with Danny, which is basically an urban explorer who goes around exploring abandoned buildings. And in this one specific video, he was exploring an abandoned church, and out of nowhere, he starts hearing a cry. And
Shut the fuck up, bro.
And then he sees something.
Does bro see La Llorona?
I don't know if you can get in there or not, but I'm here tonight to check it out.
Yo, that shit looks crazy.
It sure does look creepy. It's been abandoned for quite a long time. Right, guys, I have just made my way into this creepy looking church. But there's quite a lot of pigeons in here. Guys, I am so nervous.
Or it could be a pigeon that made that noise.
Yeah, he said that a lot of the noises are coming from the pigeons.
Okay.
How many of you guys would come into a place like this on your own?
Fuck no.
This is when it starts getting crazy. Watch.
Oh wow, check that over there. We've even got a christening pot. Just think people would have been christened here once.
Why is bro not reacting?
What the hell?
Does not sound like no pigeon.
Hello? Hello?
What the? Nah.
Oh my god! What the fuck is that? Get me the fuck out of here!
Nah, there's no way that's real, bro.
A lot of people were saying the video could be fake. It could just be like somebody else dressed up as
La Llorona?
Whatever that was, like Llorona, whatever. Other people are saying that the scream was just too real for him to like actually have faked it.
Hey, look, I hate to be that guy, but that just looked like a marble statue that was part of the church. And I think those noises from those people were from like other explorers just messing with the dude because he came there by himself. But with all that being said, don't go to these places by yourself.
Guys, we may have just witnessed history. Yesterday, 22-year-old inventor Julian Brown ran the first ever muscle car on plastiline. His 110-octane gasoline he converted from plastic waste. As the live stream from Atlanta showed, he turned on the car to demonstrate there was no fuel inside. And sure enough, it didn't start. He then filled the car with a canister of plastiline, pressed the button, and the rest is history. Now, to be clear, Julian Brown didn't invent pyrolysis. Converting plastic to fuel is a well-established process that's been around for decades. But he did invent the world's first solar continuous microwave pyrolysis reactor, which fundamentally changes how expensive and renewable this process is. And he did all of this without the backing of large corporations, and he was able to build this in his own backyard with a bunch of scraps! Now, he says his reason for doing all of this is to send a message to the world that people are no longer going to wait for big corporations or big government to do what needs to be done.
Because this is our world.
This is our Earth, and we care and we protect it.
In fact, in May, he even got his plastic diesel scientifically tested and it passed with flying colors. The lab even went as far to say that Julian's diesel had better emissions than regular diesel.
I thought it was surprisingly well distilled. I thought it was surprisingly clean as well for plastic. And it blew my mind that plastic could be redistilled into diesel.
He says his end goal is to get this in the world and where it needs to be.
Let's get it in the world. Let's get it implemented how it needs to be, because that's the whole point of why I started this. And so that's the strive and the move, without a doubt, to get this where it needs to be.
Now that's cool. This is just a little update on the guy because obviously he was in hiding and now he's good. And now we finally get to see his fuel that he made work in an actual V8 car. So I have two options of what I think is going to happen here. One, the diesel company is going to buy him out. He's going to be a millionaire. Or two, he's going to be silenced.
The guy who you're seeing on the screen was cycling. Something very terrifying happens though. He had to go inside of a tunnel. In this tunnel, he see this car. It's a black car. And it's just parked with the headlights on. He doesn't go down the tunnel yet. He's a little creeped out. So what he does is pull out his phone and record.
$350,000 tinted out, nice rims, fully, bro. That's a G-Wagon. That is a G-Wagon sitting in a tunnel like it's GTA. Oh my. All right, we're gonna drive past it one time, and hopefully no one shows up, and hopefully I don't die, because you'll see in a second. You'll see in a second. But fucking pulling up in the bike easy. This is insane. The car is just still running. How is the car? I mean, like, bro, look at this thing, fully tinted out, nice G-Wagon, man, look at this. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's on fire. It's on fire. It's on fire. Oh my god. Oh my god, I need like, oh my god. This is crazy content, crazy insane content. I'm trying to get a video before this thing blows up. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a G-Wagon on fire. Fire alert. G-Wagon on fire. I'm leaving it. Steelyard Commons, Cleveland, Ohio. Man, insane. That is some GTA stuff. Oh my, I didn't even know it was on fire. Oh my god.
Now, as he's getting close to the car, he realizes that it's no one in this car. And he's just recording it. And then bam, right there. Stop. You see it? 3 bullet holes. Passenger side. Now, this is not on the news yet. It's like this guy really caught a murder scene. After that, the car just all of a sudden catches on fire. Now he's gone. He decides to back up, leave the car, and call 911 and call a fire truck department so they can come clear this out.
Finally showed up. Bro, bro, y'all walking over there like nothing's going on. I mean, the only reason why I know is because I was over there, but y'all gonna be for a rude awakening. That thing's on fire. Y'all, man, I'm telling y'all, that thing's on fire.
Yes, he might have saved this tunnel because the car did catch on fire. He was the one to notice as soon as it caught on fire. I believe he recorded a murder scene. It's scary as parked right there in a tunnel. So it seemed like this black car was driving in a tunnel and there was some ambush. Maybe this person in this car had beef with someone. Something that had to happen. Makes it even much more strange because the bullet holes was in the passenger side and not the driver's side. So it seems like the person that was driving was not the target. It was the person on the passenger side. Weird story. We don't really know what's going on. But once again, I would have never in my life went up to a parked car on like that. Your life first before the internet. Remember, yes, they got lucky. Yes, they safe. Yes, they alive. But how much stories we record because people just want to investigate and they end up losing their life? Literally too much to count. Me personally, I might stay far away, take out my phone, record from the far. Going up close? No.
I think that is what this dude came across. Maybe the person that owned the G-Wagon had some beef with someone. They came along, shot it up, and then tried to set it on fire to get rid of the evidence. All right, guys, that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And for anyone that's going through anything, I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm your boy. I got you. Don't let the haters get you down. Let the haters be your waiters. Whatever that means. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.